working on another job and the truss order came in incorrect. It's the same amount of trusses we needed for the garage here as what another garage we're building. They were 8 inches short of what we needed over there, so we're actually making the garage on this house 2 feet bigger so that we can use those trusses and they don't go to waste. Those are up on dunnage and covered where they're protected until we get to where we use them. You'll see that in future videos. Temporary pole, just picked it up this week. We'll get it set and braced and pull the permit for the temporary electric. It'll go in that back corner. Power will come off that pole right there, and we'll set that pole down that lower level where we can easily access it for power for whatever we need while the project's being built. After putting the corner pins in, we began forming up footers. We had purchased about 10 or 15 sheets of plywood off of Craigslist. Someone had some used plywood for sale. Pretty good sheets, really. Those are perfect for footer forms. Our footers are 24 inches wide, and these will pour at 8 inches. We'll have to shoot grade in here, get the rebar in, inspection. Hopefully we'll be pouring these by the end of the week. We have some footer sleeves to put in for a perimeter drain over here. Brendan's working on the footers that are down here on the lower level grade. It's a walkout basement, so these footers actually have to go down, have to be 32 inches below our frost in our location. That's a requirement. These footers over here will be on all the basement walls. Those don't need to be below frost in this area because these will be backfilled and be well below 32 inches. This area right here is where the stacked garage will be. You'll see in the future, and going across that side over there is where the driveway comes into the 2-car garage down at this lower level. These footers will end up 32 inches after we pour up to grade, plus an additional 8 inch. These footers here, the ones that we're excavating, will be poured all the way up to our 8 inch footer depth here. That will be the top elevation of these as well. We'll have to form the edges of these once we get them dug out so that we can pour everything up to the same footer elevation. We'll just drive number 4 rebar in the center of these footers for concrete elevation, top of pin. We'll float those off and then we'll form the top for the additional 8 inches after we pour these up to grade. Got the laser set up for bottom of footer. Just checking that. Maybe a couple inches deep. Doesn't hurt to be too deep. Too shallow is not good. Too deep, just a little extra concrete won't hurt anything. Bobcat acting a little funny again last night. One of the belt idler pulleys is squeaking. We'll probably have to replace an idler pulley on it this weekend. What are we getting?
Some ground wire for the ground rod.
It's all locked up. We just lift that out the top right there.
Now you just drop it down and go back to the bottom.
Oh, you can do that. Yeah.
100 foot, 50 foot.
Which one? We need 4. Here's 50. Get that 50 foot of 4. What is that?
Solid 50 foot.
Yep.
Sometimes wait, they put another grate here.
Oh. You got to climb up and get it out the top. Whoa. There's one.
footer.
So now we need a, we had 25.
25.
Yeah, for the temp pole. 50 footer for the U for ground and 25 for the.
This one we might go.
All right, there you go.
Should have just done 250 or 225 like that.
Today's it's a Saturday, so the B team is here at Lowe's. We'd be here all day waiting on the B team. All right, we need clamps and.
We already waited on this morning. I had to load up 20.
U for ground clamp and wick ground rods. Get these here. That'd be fine.
The cheapies.
Yeah.
Wait,
It's just a temp. Yep. Those would be alright for temp pole.
We need the. Should we get the little attachment for the?
Yes. Is that my head or that pole?
Oh, your head sounds like it.
Uh-oh, we're being watched. And some ground rod clamps. Yep.
One to pass through the first one.
Yep.
Them bad boys right too.
Yeah. I'm going to get the coordinates on the sump pit here and the sanitary ejector pit. Lay both those out while the machine's here. Those go in this area here in the basement. The ejector pit we're putting in because the sanitary at the street's only about 7.5 feet deep. So we'll use an ejector pit in the basement here for the basement bathroom, floor drain, whatever other plumbing is in the basement here. The first floor will be gravity out the sanitary. Also doing an ejector pit down here, even if we were close to the sanitary, keeps us from excavating 8-foot deep trench all the way to the street. So we will lay out the sump pit, ejector pit, get those dug while we got the machine, get them set to finished floor height, get some gravel around them, fill both of them with water so they don't float. If it rains and the pit fills up, it'll push them out of the ground if they're not full of water. We'll just have to antifreeze it if we come up on winter without heat. Brendan's getting the last little corner of the footers cleaned out. You don't want any loose material in there. If it rains or gets wet, it turns soft. Plus, you don't have the density you need for bottom of footer, so you got to get all the loose crumbs out. We set the sump pit and the sanitary ejector pit. That's a benchmark. 92.46. Our top of concrete walls was established. We just set our own elevation. We called it 100, and we're working from down here back up. So that's about 7 foot 7, rough plus or minus a little from top of concrete walls. This is the ejector pit. We established the coordinates on it earlier, and we set up on our benchmark, shot the coordinates down here, and that's what the 4 stakes around that ejector pit are. Those are center lines for the ejector pit. So we dug about 6 inches deeper than what we needed so we could grade the bottom with pea gravel so we can get the elevation right where we wanted it. Top of this ejector pit is finished floor elevation, and our finished floor is here, top of basement slab, 91.96. That's our finished floor, so that's what that ejector pit is set at the top of it. Sump pit, same thing. Dug down about 6 inches below bottom, graded the gravel to the bottom of the sump pit elevation, and then we actually set the sump pit about 1/4, 3/8 lower than finished floor. Then in the utility room here, if there's a little flood or something, well, we'll have a floor drain, but if there's a little flood, the sump pit will be the first place the water goes to other than the floor drain. That way it doesn't weep over into a bedroom or a hallway or ruin any flooring. The lowest point in here will be the floor drain and the sump pit. Help manage any potential floods, washer and dryer, hot water heater, furnace drain, screw up, whatever. It just helps control that potentially. And finishing up getting the spoils from the footers moved out of here, and we will next get the rebar in and our sleeves for the perimeter drain. We got to do inside and outside perimeter drains around all the footers, all tied into the sump pit. Now it's a walkout basement, so we'll probably run the the perimeter drains out to nothing at grade, to where they can also gravity drain away from the foundation. The sump pit will probably never even function, honestly, unless the water gets there first from this corner or something before it gets all the escapes out the driveway on either side. But yeah, we'll get the spoils out of the way, get the perimeter drain sleeves in, the rebar in this. We're going to pour this up to the bottom of footer elevation first, and then we'll form up the rest of the footers on top of that, and then pour the rest of this footer height along with the rest of these footers. Wish that was my piece of equipment. I think we're going to get one of those next. Be a nice pair for that Bobcat right there. Show you a little trick on some rebar tie wire here. This is just regular tie wire for reinforcing bars, tie-in joints. We've doubled it up. We're going to show you a little trick on how to stiffen it up if you need. For the top of the footers, we're going to use it for spreaders across the top to hold the top of the forms together for concrete pressure. One piece of tie wire, whatever length we needed, folded it in half. Got the two loose strands here, 2 equal lengths folded at one end. I'm gonna hold the loose ends together, a pair of pliers, and hook the other end to the chuck of a drill. I've got one end in the pliers here. He's chucking the other end up in a drill and spin. Just like that, and then you end up with one stiff piece of wire. We're gonna use tie wire example we just showed you to hold the ejector pit and the sump pit in place so they don't move when we add gravel. We filled the sump pit and the ejector pit with a couple bags of gravel so that they don't float as well. If this hole fills with water, they will float on you. So we put 100 pounds of gravel in bags inside, and we're also tying them down so they don't move from location when gravel starts going in place. We've looped that wire around the center line pins we have. Take a nail and just start spinning those 2 strands together, and that'll cinch it up and hold it in place.
Drive wherever you want in the yard, I don't care. Hey, actually, it'd probably be good for him to hit it. Hopefully if he hits it hard enough, he totals it.
Well, if that's the case, I need to move mine.
Did you already get a text that he was loaded? But don't question though, so could you, in essence, those are so when you pour on top of it, it keeps the structure where it grabs held together, right? So, in essence, could you put more than, you put more than what?
Yeah, like commercial jobs, some of this stuff was 6 inches on center.
Oh, wow.
2 walls.
Okay, I got you. So you got a lot of
Yeah, it depends on what kind of structure you're holding.
Looks like it's linked.
What you're holding. That's where the walls are.
Yeah, right. The wall's going to be poured or block, or I don't know, however you do it, but it's going to be poured.
Yep, concrete. This wall.
That's why you have that line, so you know exactly where the center of the wall is. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is way more than what you normally do on residential.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're going to run 3 foot on center horizontal, 4 foot on center vertical, but that's way overkill.
Yeah.
I feel like it does.
It's like, yeah, so I bet they do more like commercial type stuff. He ain't very good at giving directions. Not very good at giving directions on what you need done.
Just ask him.
I did.
Did you?
I see. I don't know anything. You just got to tell me what you want me to do, and he's not a very good supervisor.
It's called a whaler. Yes, got the 1 and 5, 2s, and the 3s.
You don't have to be exact. You just want it close where the other one is. Is that what you're saying?
Just make sure you have enough on your outside corner.
On that side, right?
Yeah, to raise the other one. Yep, come up a little bit higher with it. Little bit. Yeah, that's probably good there.
So we strapped all the top of our form stakes to hold the footers from spreading apart when we place concrete. Just like we showed you in a previous video, use tie wire 2 times around both stakes, just like this. And then again, like we showed you before on the sumps, just take a nail, twist it till they're tight. We're going to pour that 8-inch foundation wall along with the footer pour. That's the lower section, walkout basement, lower garage, both of them. 1-car lower garage here, 2-car at that back corner where he's at over there, and there's a man door over there going out the back. I'm gonna figure some concrete. This is how many linear foot of footers an 8-inch wall. Second number is width of footer, and this number here is width of the 8-inch foundation wall. And these are both footers here too. This one's the depth of the wall, 18 inches. I'll figure all these up, add it together, divide it by 27, and that'll give us the yardage. Looks like we got some company holding us up. Brendan's friends. 3 inches of rain today. Now we're pumping footers. Had a little cave in, it won't hurt us. Get that dug out after we pour, so we can get the drain tile around it. Looks like our tie down's held. Sump pit, ejector pit. They're still positioned the way we left them. That's why we did that, in case this happened. And it did. Probably be pumping for a little while. That 60-ton of gravel delivered today for perimeter drain tile inside and out, as well as under slab gravel. The perimeter drain is almost complete, along with the filter fabric we put underneath to just assist in not letting silt get into the drain tile. Perimeter drain from the outside comes in this line, and then the interior perimeter drains, one on the left, one on the right. One picks up the under slab garage in this part of the basement. One coming out the right there picks up the other half of the basement and the other garage. Walkout basement, most likely this sump pit will never see water. We'll be leaving it an open end going out into the natural grade.
Blue mark. Huh? Blue one. Blue one. Go ahead and snap your side. It's gonna be a long run.
No wind, it should be okay.
I think I can get through. You guys. Yeah.
That's Andrew.
Well,
Chalking outside wall lines for the ICFs right now. In red, permanent. If it rains, the line will still show up. Episode of foundation and footers. Next episode, we'll be doing insulated concrete forms for the basement walls. We'll see you soon.